We're incredibly excited to have you join us today for today's information session on software development and design thinking. So, in a world constantly shaped by technology, understanding how to craft innovative solutions and users centered experience is more crucial than ever. So, today we're not just discussing concepts, so we're unlocking the mindset and methodologies that drive progress in the digital landscape. So get ready to explore the synergy between brilliant ideas and practical execution. So we're confident that this session will spark new insights and empower your journey. So to begin, let us start our info session with a prayer. Digital training and community-based technology initiative. So she currently serves as the program head of the information technology department at St. Francis Xavier College in Surigao City, where she leads academic development, research, and extension programs. She holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Education major in Technology Management, and she has been a resource person for the Department of Information and Communications Technology and a national TVET trainer for TESDA. Her expertise spans curriculum development, data privacy protection, digital literacy, and capacity building across Mindanao. So, a passionate advocate for technology driven solutions and inclusive education. She continues to empower communities and institutions through her leadership training and service. Let us give a warm welcome and applause to our resource person, Dr. Irene May Kagula Iscauso. Ma'am, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. So let me correct, my institution is located at San Francisco, Agusan del Sur. Okay, so acknowledging all the participants all over the Philippines, and we also have participants coming from Egypt. I have just read the chat box. I just forgot. Okay, hello, Dr. Elsher Beni, if I pronounce it correctly, from the faculty, Geographic Department, Faculty of Arts, CZAG-Z University, Egypt. Wow, we have the participants coming from other countries. So acknowledging all the participants from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Maing buntag sa tanan.
Buntag, ma'am.
Maayong buntag, ma'am.
Maayong buntag, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
Back to you, Ma'am Days.
So before we proceed also, so I forgot to mention our house rules. So murag na it's like overwhelming, no, because this is the first info session that has so many participants. So may
Info session, this information session is all about the software development and design thinking. All right, so we will not be kanang doing the coding, no? We'll just be discussing the methodology and how design thinking are linked and how this system are being developed. All right, so thank you for your active response. So I know who are those students or faculty or people in the academic sector. So next slides, please. So our session goal is to provide the participants with a foundational understanding of a software development, its significance and application, and an introduction to the software development life cycle. So the SDLC with a brief look into how design thinking implement this process. All right. All right. So this is the participants or the session goal of this session. Next slides, please. Okay, so the overview of the software development is a process of creating computer programs or apps. So this help people to do the task and solve the problem or have fun. So I know most of you already know by the definition by what is a software development. So we're talking about how the system are being developed. So it's like you are thinking to build a house, but instead of bricks, you use the code. Okay, just like the house, you have the plan, you have the blueprint, the software has a plan. It's called design. So builders are tools, developers use programming languages, software development is how we make the apps, website, and computer system use every day. Like, for example, Facebook, online banking, or even delivery app. Okay, so you might wondering how these are being developed. So sometimes that's where the design thinking coming in. All right, so before we develop a certain software for a specific reason or for the specific purpose. But as we go, as we evolve in this digital world, next slides, please. So these are the key concept of the software development. As you can see, we have the software, the instructions that tells the computer what to do. It's the program or the application or the operating system. Second is a programming languages, the tools that you're going to write your codes or the software. For example, you have Python, you have Java, you have JavaScript, you have C++, and many to mention. Then you have also the developers or the engineers. So the people who will build the software. So these are the very key simple concept of how the system is being developed. You have the software, you have the programming languages, and you have the developers or the engineer. Next slides, please. Then, next slides, okay. All right, so you have this one. This why it is important. So you have many reasons why the software is developed because it helped a lot in our day-to-day operations. Try to look at around. Sa mga offices nyo, wherever you are working with, either you're in the hospital, you are in the government sector, in the police station, in the academy, try to look at around. Diba? There is innovation. Pag nag-brand out, wala ng operations. Because we are dependent in this software to help us para mapadali ang ating mga ginagawa. Like we are, di ba? Try to look at the images. Di ba? Driving the innovation, problem solving. You have that, the business growth, you have the career opportunity,
Basta po
and
kami dito
societal
laging
impact.
handa. Tatapos na po yung
Alright, so, um, sige lang. Those are part of our online community. No, we're being disrupted by so many things around us. Anyway, so moving forward, so driving innovation, so how software fuels the new technologies and industries like the AI, the IoT, and you have also problem solving, addressing the real challenges, diba? Through technological solutions like the healthcare, education, logistics. Before, it's very hard to do a synchronous because hindi pa na-develop yung mga online. Just like this one, di ba? We are limited to the physical interactions or physical seminar. But today, in the presence of this technology, hindi na. We are doing this online and we have participants coming from all over the country. Di ba? Online, everything is accessible. Another is a business growth and efficiency, automating the process. Di ba? Try to look at your office. The payroll system is efficient na. Diba? The attendance system of the offices is efficient na din. Then you also have societal impact or connecting people. Diba? In able to access information from one point to other point. Diba? It's enhanced the quality of life. Then of course, the career opportunities. High demand for the skilled software professional or the IT professional because of the evolving of the IT. 'Di ba, in the digital world. So marami na. That's why system is marami na ding mga software developers around because of the demands. All right? And mostly ang mga software developers ng mga nasa ibang bansa, they are hiring or outsourcing the Filipino software developer. You look for the the jobs online, marami na ding mga software developers depending on what specific language you are in. All right, so this is how important software development. Next slides, please. All right, so software applications of software development, we have also different fields and industries. Like you have a web development for the website. We have the web applications. We have the e-commerce platforms and social media. Those are the web part. Then we have also the mobile development. You have the iOS, the Android application. You have the banking apps. Try to look at your phones. Check whatever application you are in. So this is how software being created. Diba? Thanks to these people, we are making our lives more easier. At the top of your fingertips, you can transfer your money. Diba? Not going to the bank anymore for queuing, for long queuing. So all you have to do is to tap and check. Diba? So nandun na, everything is available. We have the desktop application also, katong mga software like mga personal computer, like the word processor, the PowerPoint presentation, the graphic design tools like Adobe, lahat po ng mga software na ginagamit natin for our daily needs or daily use natin in our offices or even in our house. Then we also have a data science and machine learning. Diba? Analyzing the data. This is the demand. This is the new trend, the data analytics or the data sciences and machine learning. So, meron ng mga data or information if you want to get, automatically it's give us the informations, diba? Building the intelligent system so you could actually make some decision making out of that information. Then we also have this cloud computing. So building deploying application in a cloud base. Then we also have embedded system and software and devices like smart appliances or automobiles. So they are also into this kind of technology. Then we also have the game development or creating interactive entertainment. Okay, so we have many things now. They have diverse software development. Is it not for the tech company, but it is used everywhere to make it easier, faster, and more connected. All right, so the health, meron na tayong, it's like giving the hospital in the digital brain to work smarter. In the banking, instead of waiting in the line na bank, software lets you move your money with a tap. Then education, software turns your phone or laptop into a classroom that anytime and anywhere, just like we're doing right now. Then the retail and e-commerce, it is how you buy anything without leaving your house. Then transportation, we also have like Grab, GPS. It helps people to get where they are going faster and safer. Then entertainment, it brings movies, music, and fun to your fingertips. Everything is available. And just hindi na lumalabas yung iba because it's convenient, because of the software being developed for our convenience. Right? For the government and public services, diba? Software also help the government like serve citizen faster and more efficient. All right? So this is how diverse software applications. No? So we have different na mga fields or industries. Next slides, please. All right, so this one, so paano ba? How the system is being developed? So we call it a software development life cycle. Okay, so kung mag-develop tayo ng system, ito yung pina-follow natin. For us to be able to construct it well, di ba? Sabi kanina, a system development is like a building a house. So pag nag-build tayo ng house, what do we do? Of course, magpaplano tayo, right? We have to plan. So what do we need? Kung tayo pala ay mag-create ng isang software, think of a building is like, or building an app or a software like a baking a cake for someone. Like you're baking a cake. You don't know what to do with the ingredients, di ba? Everything, you have the dry and you have the wet. So what's next? but you have to follow for you to make a perfect cake. Diba? There is a steps. So what to do? That have the planning, diba? Making, let's say, kung mag-bake tayo ng cake, making a grocery list. You decide what the apps need to do. Requirements. What should it look like and how should it work? Then you ask questions. Who will use it? What feature should I have? And then you have design. Let's draw it out. Make a sketch or a blueprint and how it will look and how the user will use it. Then development. Let's build it. Programmers start writing the actual code, like putting the ingredients together. Then after development, you have the testing. Let's taste. Kung masarap ba or tama ba? Check the bugs or problems. Make sure everything works right. Then after that, you have the deployment. Serve it to the customer. Release an app for the people to use. Then, go to the maintenance. Fix and improve it over time. Just like a cake, it might go stale. An app need an updates and fixes. Diba? That's why sa ating mga cellphone, we also have updates, software updates, because they are into this maintenance era. Like they're fixing or improving, diba? Whatever the bugs in that particular software version, they're fixing, maintaining, so that it could give us an accurate and efficient na software. So in other words, SDLC is a step-by-step way to build a software so it works right, looks good, and solve the problem it was made for. Okay? So ito lang pala kasimple. Pag gagawa tayo ng software, you have to follow the software development life cycle. Alright, so you have this one. Next slides, please. Alright, so again, as I mentioned, as SDLC is a step-by-step way to build a software. So if it is worked right, looks good, and solve the problem it was made for, then that's you are good na. So again, to ensure the quality, efficiency, and predictability in the software projects. Next slides, please. So, and the SDLC models, marami pala silang models na ginagawa. No, it's not just about one model kasi it varies on what you are doing. Hindi lahat ng models applicable for that specific project that you are doing. So let's examine one by one. What are these models? Okay, next slides please. Okay, yung first natin is what we call, very common, yung mga teacher natin and the software development life cycle. The waterfall software development. Very, student, if you are here with us, please listen, because when you're doing your project, your capstone project, your teacher would ask what methodology you're using. Your teacher would ask you what models you are using in designing your software or your projects, diba? It's part of your documentations. So, first thing is the waterfall software development. Bakit dito tinatawag na waterfall? Look at the image. Waterfall model is like a linear sequential. Pag sinabi mong linear, sunod-sunod, sequential, one step at the time, second step before, then so on and so forth. You cannot proceed pag wala. These are the characteristics of the waterfall. Follows a step-by-step process. You must complete the one phase before moving to the next. Kaya tinatawag siyang waterfall. Okay? So yung requirements, hindi ka makapag-proceed sa design pag hindi mo kumplito ang requirements mo. So before jumping to the design, you have to make sure that everything is there. There is no going back to the previous stage once completed. That's why it's called waterfall. All right? Works well when the requirements are clear and fixed at the start. So what is the advantage? Easy to manage and document. And then predictable timelines and deliverables. Klaro, kasi you already plan ahead. This is what I want. This is what the software looks like. All right? And what is the disadvantage? Difficult to adapt to changes once development starts. Kasi nga, you cannot going back to the requirements kasi nga waterfall yung ginamit mong methodology or models in designing your software. So testing only happens after coding is done, which may delay the discovery of the major issues. That's the disadvantage. Not ideal for a complex and or evolving projects. You finish one steps before starting the next. Again, there's no turning back. That's how the models works. Okay, so balik tayo sa cake. You bake a cake only after mixing. You bake it and only after you decorate. If you forget the sugar, you have to start over again. Understand? Naintindihan po ba yung waterfall development natin na models? Okay. Sige, proceed tayo sa next model. Next slide, please. Okay, the next slide is what we call a V-shape. Okay, take a look at that. Ang V-shape na model is an extension of a waterfall model. So a V-shape model emphasizes verification and validation activities responding to each development phase. Testing is integrated throughout the development process with each development phase having corresponding testing phase. So what are the pros of using this model? Strong emphasis on testing and quality assurance. Dito, may early detection or defects. Either it's a good na ba yung projects with a high quality of requirements. Kasi meron ng feedbacking afterwards. Meron ng testing after. And what is the cons of using this? Less flexible time, iterative models, and still sequential, sunod-sunod pa rin siya, changes can be difficult to manage kasi nga, it's just an extension of the waterfall model. Okay? So, it's like, each steps is a matching test before moving on. Yeah, that's the correct term or the layman's explanation na each steps should have a matching test before moving on to the next steps. Okay? So kung sa cake again, after baking each layer, you taste before stacking them together. So parang ganun ang concept ni V-shape. Alright? So next slides please. The next model is what we call iterative model. Ano naman to sa iterative model? Look at the image. So this model is a software is developed in a small, repeated cycle. That's what we call iteration. Repeated cycle. Each iteration produces working version of the software, which is then refined and expanded in a subsequent iteration based on feedback. Okay, ito na yon. So, after nagawa, magpi-feedback si customer, magpi-feedback si user, so that may babaguhin at that phase or at that process or at that steps. Ano yung pros na makukuha natin when you are using this model? Flexibility in incorporating changes. Kasi nga, paulit-ulit, hindi mo pwedeng let's say, babalikan ko yung process na yon kasi meron akong nakalimutan. Okay? So, lahat ng mga pwede mo pang idagdag, pwede mo pang gawin. Early feedback from the users. Risks are identified and mitigated earlier. Kasi nga, you get feedback na before proceeding to the next steps. And ano yung mga cons? So, it can be resource intensive. Kasi nga, if it is not managed well, potential for scope creep and requires active user involvement. Kasi yung mga end user niya involved in this developmental. So, madaming nagbibigay ng idea, madaming idadagdag, medyo, how would say, in a programmer's perspective, magulo kasi maraming nagsasuggest. Kasi you have to change this one, before moving to the next. 'Di ba? Kasi merong mga programmer, developer na the intent to work pag klaro na yung plano. Then present it afterwards. But this kind of model, hindi. You always ask feedback before talagang matapos yung ginagawa mong software. So it's like creating a simple version first, then keep moving into step by step. Like you are building a bicycle with training wheels first, then upgrade to the seats, brakes, and style as you go. Parang ganun yung iterative models. Okay, next slides please. Are we good pa? We are 430 participants. I hope everybody are still doing okay, no? Kasi we are in the screen. I can see people behind. Okay? Next is the spiral model. Okay? Ano naman tong spiral model? Dito nagkakatalo-talo talaga yung mga estudyante natin. Kasi they are having hard time identifying what appropriate methodology in that specific software that they are developing. Okay, spiral model is like a model combines the elements of the waterfall and the iterative models. Okay, so a combination with a strong emphasis on the risk analysis. Okay, maganda ang spiral model. It progresses in spiral with each loop presenting phase, and risk assessment is performed at each stage. Diba? So parang a combination of a waterfall and iterative models. So the pros is excellent for a large, complex, and high-risk projects. So allows for risk mitigations and support changing requirements. Okay, mga high-risk project, this is a good model to be used. And the cons could be expensive kasi nga a combination of iterative, you're gonna get feedback after moving to the next steps, right? And then time-consuming din siya kasi before mo ma-develop yung isang stage, kailangan mo pa ng maraming feedback or changes in that particular stage. So it requires considerable risk management expertise and not suitable for small projects. Okay, so mga big projects, it's like you are creating para siyang a combination of the two. 'Di ba? Tedious na nga yung waterfall, dadagdagan pa natin ng iterative, it's the more magiging time consuming and kasi time consuming naman talaga siya. It's because it's a big projects, 'di ba? It's a big project, it's a risk assessment. You have to give the most possible thing, the most possible risk na mangyayari sa software mo. Okay? So you could use this spiral model for that. All right, next slides please. Ito yung pinakasikat. Okay, next slide. The agile software development. Ito yung mga tinatanong, okay? 'Di ba? Have you heard agile? Okay, ito yun. So, what is this? Agile model is an iterative and incremental. So, the development is divided into a small, manageable cycle called sprint. Okay? It's usually like you are specifying this phase will take like 4 weeks. Then it also involves continuous feedback and improvement. Kasi nga, iterative. Cross-sectional teams collaboration closely with the stakeholder. Pag gumagawa ka ng software, you work closely with the end user. So prioritize working software over documentation, yung agile. Kasi they are really into the development and the user requirement. ito yung ginagawa kasi this is for the user end. Okay? So you have also targeted your days and how to finish the first the steps. So what is the advantage? Kasi nga, it's a combination of iterative and incremental, so highly flexible and changes can be made anytime during the project. So it is a continuous user feedback leads to a better product. And of course, meron tayong faster delivery in the working features. Kasi nga, you can put a timeline for what you are doing. Kasi little by little. And what is the advantage also of this agile software? Requires more collaboration and discipline. Kasi for some, it's hard to work with many people involved in a software kasi nagkakagulo-gulo. Iba-iba ang mga ideas, 'di ba? So this is also one of the disadvantage. So it's harder to predict the total project cost kasi nga you have to do a collaborations, and for that collaborations it will end up, for a while. Okay, it will end up many changes that would give you a lot of cost in the end. So you work in a small sprint, test fast, change as needed based in the feedback. Okay, so example, you build a part of the robot, you show it to the customers, you get feedback, and then build the next part. Okay, so that's how it works, that agile software development. Okay, next slides, please. You have questions so far? Kung wala na, okay, let's summarize all the questions later. Lean model. Okay, ano naman tong lean model na to in a software development? So, how many na ba models ang diniscuss natin? Alright, so lean model is originating from a manufacturing. So, lean focuses on eliminating waste or anything that doesn't have value to the customer. So, optimizing processes and delivering a value quickly. So, it emphasizes like eliminate waste, amplifying learning, and deliver fast. So, the pros of this model is reduces waste, improve efficiency, faster delivery, and customer-centric. So sa user talaga, sa end user ang focus ng model na to. Then the cons requires a strong focus on continuous improvement and less structure that other models can be challenging to implement in additional organizations. So it focuses on what truly needed. Avoid waste and deliver quickly. So, kung ano lang yung kailangan, yun lang yun. Yung hindi na kailangan, hindi nakasali siya. Ba? It's like cooking, just enough for a dinner, no leftovers, and no wasted efforts. Ganun yung model na to. Alright, so next slides please. Other slide, or this is I think the last, if I have not mentioned any slides pa. Siguro we discuss na lang that. This one is a Big Bang model. Ano yung Big Bang? This is best for small experimental projects. This model has little to no planning and simple throws all resources at development. So yung mga simple na experimental project that you would be doing, pwede si Big Bang model. The pros of this is a simple for a very small project and minimal planning. The cons would be high risk, not suitable for a large or complex project, lack structure. So this one is no plan, just jump into coding, just like that, a Big Bang model, and see what happens. So this is how the model works. No plan, just jump into coding and see what happens. So, like cooking with a random ingredients and see what the dish taste after. Parang ganun lang, what's available. Sige. And then we'll see what's gonna happen. All right, next slides please, the RAD model. Okay, so you have the RAD model. So this is a type of model on a prototyping driven. It is an iterative, a fast development, and user feedback. So this is a best for projects needing a quick delivery and frequent user interactions. So you build a quick version, show them to the users, improve the based on the feedback. So that's it. So mag-build tayo, pakita natin sa mga end user natin, improve natin if there are some things that we need to improve based on the feedback, then deliver it again. It's like trying a different design for a mobile app until people say, yes, that's the one I am looking for. That's how RAD model works. Parang sinabi, okay, yan ang gusto ko. Yan exactly ang gusto kong makita. Oh, di ba? You have trial and error because feedbacking is very important in some of the software development, or not just some, most of the software development. Kasi yung mag-end user ang gagamit eh. That's why in your offices, if there are developers or software programmers or say third-party companies would sell you a product, an IT product for example, pag hindi nakinig ng feedback nyo, tanggihan nyo na. Kasi kayo ang end user. You will be the one to use the software. Right? Pag hindi siya friendly in your way, mas complicated pa siya gamitin, what's the point? Diba? Kasi I know most of the government or in private sector, maraming mga seller na mga programmer. Diba? May nagbebenta ng mga software in your agency, in your offices. Diba? Mayroong mga product demonstration. You asked, is this an iterative models? Is this a customized software? Can we do changes? Kasi ito yung gusto namin, ito yung kasi yung operation namin. Pag sinabi ng nagbebenta sa inyo, no, ito yung gawin mo kasi this is, and you could also say, okay, next time, maybe we have to reconsider others. Kasi kayo ang end user, you will be the one to use or utilize the software. Diba? Kasi ito yung mga model. At ibang-ibang model, meron din silang klase. Kasi, 'di ba, as we discussed the different software development, may say talaga si end user at the end. Hindi pwedeng fix lang. Ito kasi unless it is a big project, established projects na you cannot big na talaga siya, commercialized na. 'Di ba? You have to do na lang the what is in the system. Next slides, please. So this is a comparison of all the SDLC models. Oh. Para hindi na maano, ito na yung summary niya. So you have the model, the waterfall, the V-shape, the agile, the iterative. I think hindi nagkasya yung dito yung RAD. Then you have the type, then you have the key features and best for. I'm gonna share my slides. Do not be worried. Ibibigay ko po yung slides ko sa DICT and they are the one to distribute na lang the slides. So these are the comparison of all SDLC models that we are discussing. Okay, so ito yon. So it doesn't have to be na parang you are talaga a developer, you are a programmer here, kung kayo yung mga one of the assigned people in choosing the correct software in your agency or your company, then you have to really to understand, the key features of the system that being delivered to your agency. All right? Okay. Next slides, please. Ito lang yon. Ito yung simple natin, di ba? The planning requirements or the data gathering and analysis. Especially if it is a tailored type na software, talagang specific lang sa agency nyo na ginawa. So planning requirements is very important. Gathering and analysis. So the purpose of the planning is define the project scope, goal, and the requirements. Understand what the software needs to do or whom and why. Yun lang. Sino ang gagamit at para saan? The activity is like a feasibility study, a cost-benefit analysis, a stakeholders interview, and a market research or creating a software requirement specification or the SRS. Ganun lang, yung feasibility study, the cost-benefit, you have to do that. All of those are planning stage and the data gathering. The next would be design. So purpose is create the software architecture and design based on the gathered requirements. So the activity would be a high-level design or a system architecture modules from low-level design to a detailed module design. Okay, maybe may mga database design, UI, UX design, then selecting the technologies and tools that would be appropriate for that specific software. And then the implementation na, the coding. Translate the design into a working code. Ito na. Dito na yung nagkakapasok yung mga programmers natin after all the data analysis. Kasi po, pag nag-create po ng system, ladies and gentlemen, it's a team. It's a team effort. Okay, merong mga very good at the planning stage, merong good at design, merong good at the testing. Lahat yan, isang team kasi ang gumagawa. In a short projects, pwedeng isa lang. In a short project, but in a big projects, it's a team or collaborative effort. Then in testing, we have the verify the developed software if it meets the specified requirements or may mga defects ba, whatever. Then the activity would be various type of testing including unit testing, integration testing, system testing, security testing, performing testing, usability testing, and user acceptance testing or the UAT. Marami pong type of testing before po tayo mag-deploy. So, hindi po ganun kadali ang isang software to deploy. You have to go through with the different testing activities. Diba? Meron pang tayong unit testing, integration testing, system testing, security testing, performance testing, usability testing. All of those testing will be test because that is the purpose. Diba? Kung nakuha ba talaga yung purpose ng system, especially yung mga security testing na part na yon. And then the deployment. So the release the software to the end user or production environment. So the activity would be packaging the software, configuring the environment, installation or the user training, and the documentation. So deploy na yung system. Then after deployment, meron pa tayong tinatawag na maintenance. Okay, so provide ongoing support like a fix bugs, apply updates if necessary, and add new features after deployment. That's why may mga version 2.0, 3.0, okay, sa under maintenance. So what are the activities under maintenance? It could be a bug fixing, performance monitoring, security updates, and enhancement and support, customer support under the maintenance. Diba? So may mga bugs pa yan. So you have to fix pa. You have to fix everything. Bug fixing, performance monitor, security updates is also important. That's why if you look at your mobile phone, if there is a software updates, diba may sinasabi, software updates. Kasi naka-breakdown doon, what are the updates? Nakalagay doon, bugs, fixing, security features, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Klaro namin din sa software sa mga phones natin, yung maintenance ng isang software. Upgrade sila up to this version to that version. Alright, so next slides please. Okay, so ano ba yung rule ng testing and SDLC? Napakalaki po. 'Di ba? Testing is very crucial and integral part of the system development life cycle. Not just a separate phase at the end. Its role is to ensure the quality, the reliability, and the functionality of the software. Yung meron ng mga tester or mga testing engineers, 'di ba? Some of the companies, they have that. Yun ang talaga ginagawa nila. They like a double checking your work before showing it to others. It helps to make sure that the software works properly, safe, and it doesn't have bugs or error. Ba? So why it is important? Again, find mistakes earlier. Like may mga typo in code, save time and money. Fixing errors after release is harder and mas mahal. Then you also have save time and money. Then you have also protect the user, prevent crashes or data loss or security problems. Then of course, build trust. User feels confident using the well-tested app. 'Di ba tayo pag nagrereklamo na tayo pag we have to test a certain application pag pangit kasi yung blah blah blah. And feedbacking is very important for a developer because it's a way of improving the software. 'Di ba? Ay, sana naman may ganitong si Food Panda. Sana naman dumatanggap siya ng cards or whatever, or sana naman may delivery siya. And those feedback to the customers from the customers are very important for the software developers or the software developer teams. So when testing happens in SDLC, some models like the waterfall, testing happens after coding is finished. Others like Agile, testing happens all throughout every steps of the way. So yun, testing makes sure that your software doesn't just work, but work right. It's like a proofreading your paper before turning it in. So parang ganun yung testing. Why it is important? You have to test. Everything should be test, no, before tayo mag-deploy ng ating software. Okay, so these are the reasons for the next slides, please. The early detection of defects, the verification and validation, the risk mitigations, quality assurance, and feedback loop. Okay, so mga early detection, like testing activities, especially in models like Agile and V-Shape. So, begin early in SDLC, di ba? Kasi pinifix natin, tinetest na agad natin after moving to the next. So before the fully integration of all of those, so tinetest natin siya. Parang shift left. So it's like a shift left approach na identifying and fix the bugs at the early stages. Then i-verify natin, are we building the product right? Diba? That's the verification and validation. Is this correct? Are we doing it correctly? Parang, is this codes? Diba? You have to review your codes, unit testing, static analysis, diba? To ensure that the software adheres the specification of the best practices. Then you have also the risk mitigation. Throughout the testing, identify and mitigate the potential risk related to the functionality and performance security. Ang dami pala. I have to consider many things. These are the things that you have to consider. Diba yung mga software ninyo, have you checked that? Tinitingnan ba natin? Are we constantly giving feedback to the developer, or pag na-deploy na, that's it now. We don't have a choice na but to use it, to utilize it. Ganun ba yung nangyayari sa mga offices natin? May I ask feedback coming from the audience? Kasi hindi na kasi ito ginagawa pag once na-deploy na. Kasi this one should be in the testing period. And mostly, yung invited pag-present ng system, yung mga offices yung mga head of office, correct ba? Yung end user hindi talaga minsan kasali. I don't know for some other agencies, but kasi most ganun nangyayari. Yung mga offices heads, minsan pinapasali yung mga IT people nila to really to scan out, to check all of those, parang matingnan, di ba? Then, of course, the quality assurance, di ba? Testing ensure that the software product meets the defined quality and standards and delivers the positive user experience. Tayo naman talaga dapat, di ba? Ang masunod, kasi we're the one who are using the system. If the user is not really satisfied of what the system is giving us, wala din, 'di ba? Parang dumagdag pa siya sa burden ng isang end user pag ganyan. Si ma'am, nakarelate din si ma'am, ganyan daw sa kanila. Kasi the system supposed to be help us, 'di ba? In making our job much easier. Yun nga yung terminologies ngayon work smartly. Kasi nga meron ng mga IT integrations na ginagawa sa trabaho natin. Hindi na work hardly. Work smart na tayo because of this IT integration. Okay, can I have read of some of the comments before we proceed to the next? According to RTU Nenya Manzano, good morning po ma'am. I have 2 questions. What model is good for the integration of interactive course program, like example po sa eTESDA. I was planning to develop a short course but accessible to all. Like, it depends, ma'am. You have to do first the planning stage. Mag-plan po muna kayo. You gather the data. Kasi it is a short naman po, you have to reconsider anong appropriate kasi you have to consider the scope of the system. Okay, the model is good for iterative lessons for the learners, trace and draw the simple lesson po. For the short po, yung depende kasi sa projects yan, ma'am eh. Depende sa projects, how big ba the project, how short ba the project. You have to reconsider, you have to do the data gathering first. And then after that, you have to reconsider na this is the appropriate methodology. Kasi hindi naman necessary na you apply only one methods or one models. It could be a combination. Kanina, yung V-shape, it's good kasi may combination siya ng waterfall at saka ng iteratives. Di ba? You have to check first before moving to the next. Okay, then okay, then yes, totoo po yun. Okay. In my experience, mahirap po mag-develop ng complex system pag hindi mo na-experience yung manual process before automation. That's why it is important that you set a meeting with the developers or a team, especially if yung system is a tailored based or customized software for the specific office. Kailangan talagang mag-sit down and how the system really works para maintindihan din the complexity ng isang system before it implements. Planning stage is very important. Okay, planning stage is very important. Okay, thank you so much for all of your comments. We will read later. Okay, I believe there are software developers here in our participants. Imagine we are 455. And those are some of this maybe in the academic sector or maybe in the development sector, diba? Anyway, going back to our slides, then the quality assurance testing ensure that the software product meets the defined and quality standards and delivers kahit na hindi constructive yung feedback niya. Sige, basta feedback, mapapa-improve natin yung software natin. Sige. And then you have feedback looping. Testing provides critical feedback to the development team, allowing for continuous improvement and refinement of the software. Kasi meron naman talagang mga tao na very good in planning. Lahat, mga visionary ng mga people. Meron mga taong ganun. This is how it should look like. This is the planning, the documentation, and all of those. Diba? So, this is the rule of testing in SDLC. Meron mga testing engineer actually. Ang ginagawa nila is test ng nila ang mga software in lahat ng area. Okay? Next slides, please. So, there are two categories describe the fundamental approaches in managing a software development projects. First is yung tinatawag nating predictive SDLC. What is this predictive SDLC is all about? It's like a plan first, build later. Di ba? Predictive. It's like following a strict recipe. Kasi ito dapat, you decide everything up front. Then cook exactly as planned. Yun yung predictive. So, example, you are baking a wedding cake. Everything from the flavor to decoration is decided before you even start. So, this is best for project with a clear goals. Stable requirements, client who don't want many changes. Yung mga predictive SDLC. But the downside of this type of category is hard to change everything once the work starts already. So the models of this, it could be a waterfall, the V-shape, and the Big Bang. Partially, Big Bang, meron siya. But waterfall and V-shape talaga. Yung predictive SDLC. Diba? So strictly what is being given to you, yun exactly ang output niya dapat. All right, so the next slides, please. So adaptive SDLC is like learn and adjust as you go. O, di ba? Yung predictive natin is like plan first and build later. This one, adaptive SDLC, is like learn and adjust as you go. So this is like cooking based on taste. Oh, kung kanina, cooking based on the ingredients or based on what is being prescribed to you, this one here is cooking based on taste. So try a little, then add more spices or sugar, or if needed, then you taste again. If this good na, okay, that's it. That's adaptive SDLC. Learn as adjust you go. So, example, okay, maggagawa ka, you're making a new dish for friends, cook a bit, get feedback, and then improve it. Just like how adaptive SDLC works. It's best for changing needs. When you are not 100% sure for the final result, then client, you want to see the progress and give the feedback. If you're not even sure, sige, you ask, baguhin mo kasi you ask feedback from your customers. If this needed to be changed or this ba, kailangan ba, then you do some changes. This is what we call a learn and adjust as you go. Yung parang from the word itself, adapt, di ba? Adaptive SDLC. But the downside of this is you need more teamwork and constant communication. Mag-over communication talaga kayo because it's really important that you get feedback from your team or from your customer end user. Then the common model for this adaptive are agile, lean, spiral, rod, and iterative. Okay, so this adaptive SDLC. All right, so do you have some questions from these methodologies or models before we jumping into design thinking? Or do you want to have a 5 minutes break or coffee break or CR break, ladies and gentlemen? Watching from SDU Santa Rosa, hello, Sir Jose. All good ng ating 455 participants. Alright, so ito na, the design thinking. Ito yung pinaka, why meron ng mga design thinking. Before is purely development, software development. Diba? The need of the customer, the need of the company. That's why we develop a software. Today, the need of everybody, yung kailangan ng lahat ng tao. So, design thinking is a human-centered, iterative problem-solving approach that focus on understanding the needs of the users, the challenges, assumptions, the redefining problems, and creating innovative solutions. So it draws an inspiration from the methods and processes designers use. But it is also applicable across the different fields, including the businesses, technology, education, and social innovation. So design thinking is a way of solving problem by putting people's first. You try to understand what they really need, then come up with the ideas and test them until you find the best solution. That's how design thinking works. So in other words, a simple definition, it's thinking like a designer, understanding the people, imagining the ideas, and improving things that make life better. So every one of us in this virtual classroom could be a design thinker. Kasi very simple lang naman, di ba? It's a way of solving problem, putting people's first until you understand what they really need. Then come up with the ideas, hindi sinabing software agad. Come up with the ideas, then i-test ang ideas, from that idea until you find the best solutions. Okay, so design thinking is about problem solving with the people's in mind, not just creating cool things, but creating the right things. That's how design thinking works. All right, next slides, please. So, where do we get product ideas? Kasi ganun yun eh. 'Di ba? Ganun yun. So, we're gonna get product ideas from, pakiclick po, kasi hindi po ako nag-ooperate ng aking presentation, from the experience, environment, culture. Pag sinabing experience, yung personal experience mo. Then from environment, your observations, no? Pag culture naman, yung anthropological. So you get product ideas. Let's say, for example, I'm gonna just give you an example. Let's say yung grandma mo, yung lola mo, cannot use the smartphone. So instead of using a teaching very hard, you asked, why it is difficult? Bakit mahirap? Why would make it easier for her? Bakit kailangan mo mapadali siyang, to utilize, to use the smartphones? Then, you sketch a simpler phone. Try it with her. Improve it and repeat it. Saan ka ba nahirapan? Yun yung simple na tanong, di ba? Hindi siya marunong mag-operate ng kanyang smartphone kasi old school. Okay, you ask, why it is difficult? Saan ka nahirapan? Okay, sketch mo yung simple, yung phone. Then try her. Try to, saan part? Di ba? So, the first things in your mind would say, okay, you empathize, you understand the people you are helping kasi nahirapan siya. You talk to them, you feel what they feel. Then you defined, di ba? What exactly is the problem? Then you ideate, you think of all the possible ways to solve it. Be creative. And then you prototype, you make a simple models for that idea. It doesn't have to be perfect first, but at least you have to do some, it could be a paper prototype. Then you test, try it to the real people, then you improve. Okay, so these are the product ideas. We get that from the experience kasi meron tayong iba't ibang problema every day. Diba? It could be in the environment that we live in, the culture that we are part of it. Diba? Next slides, please. So we are now into a design thinking, ha? Kasi dito magsisimula yung need natin before developing a software after. So is that it? Is that the problem, define the problem, and then provide the solution? Yun lang ba yun? Okay? So nagawa na natin, this is the problem, this is the solution, this is the best solution that we could be. Is that it? Next slides, please. So design thinking is a framework for innovation. So you have to in innovation talaga, especially when you talk about design thinking. Number one talaga, pag sinabing design thinking, you empathize. You feel how they feel. You understand why you are helping these people. Okay? So you have that. Diba? Empathize. What is the problem? Define the challenge. Explore in the human context. Second would be defined. Why it is important. Bakit mahalaga? Research, observe, understand, and create a point of view. After mo ma-define, you have to ideate, how do we solve it? Okay? So you have to do a brainstorming ideas. It's either a good or bad. Diba? Don't stop until make it obvious. And then you make a prototype. How do we create it? Start creating, experimenting. Diba? Kahit it's a paper-based na mga prototype. Then test natin. Does it work? implement the product. Show, don't tell. Diba? Start to refine the product. This is the framework for innovation, yung design thinking. Okay, so from the word, yung pinakauna, next slides please, na binibigyan natin ng emphasis talaga in design thinking is the importance of empathy. The purpose, to gain a deep empathetic understanding of the users that you are designing for and the context of their problem. This phase is important that you're setting aside assumptions and truly listening and observing. Next slides, please. Ito yung binibigyan ng emphasis in design thinking. Diba? Empathy is crucial in ideation because it ensures that the ideas generated are truly user-centered, meaning they solve real problems for a real people. Next slides. So empathy helps team avoid assumptions. Instead of guessing what people or what the user wants, you base your ideas on the real insights and leading to the solution that actually improve the people's lives. Next slides. So solution created by empathy are resonate emotionally. They feel understood and valued, which improves user experience and loyalty. Okay, by definition, next slides please. So by definition, 'di ba? Kasi magkaiba po yung empathy at sympathy. Okay? 'Di ba? You feel. Okay? So, sige. Proceed na tayo sa next slides. It is a video presentation. Play it, please. Ay, bumalik ka pa sa ano po. Yung next slide for after that, after yung previous slides. There is a video for that. Okay. Yan, ma'am. Yan. Yung empathy. Then after that, you play na lang. You play directly. Okay, you play directly. Okay, thank you. Sige. Ay, hindi. Hindi ma-play, ma'am. Sige.
Dili mo play mo.
Okay, sige. Ako na lang. Ako na lang. So, let me share my slides with you. Sige, let me share my slides. Okay.
Design thinking is a five-step process to come up with meaningful ideas that solve real problems for a particular group of people. The process is taught in top design and business schools around the world. It has brought many businesses lots of happy customers and helped entrepreneurs from all around the world to solve problems with innovative new solutions. Step 1. Empathize. The purpose of step 1 is to conduct interviews that give you an idea about what people really care about. We need to empathize with their situation. For example, if you want to help old people, you might find that they want to keep the ability to walk around. In your conversations, they might share with you different ways they can do that. Later into the interview, you'll want to dig a little deeper, look for personal stories or situations where things became difficult. Ideally, you redo the process with many people with the same problem. One way to do that is to underline the verbs or activities that the people mentioned when talking about their problems, like going for a walk, meeting old friends for tea, or simply going grocery shopping around the corner store. You might realize it's not so much about going out, but more about staying in touch. After your analysis, formulate a problem statement. Some elderly are afraid to be lonely. They want to stay connected. Step 3. Ideate. Now focus only on the problem statement and come up with ideas that solve the problem. The point is not to get a perfect idea, but rather to come up with many ideas, like unique virtual reality experiences, senior-friendly hoverboards, or a modified pushcart. Whatever it is, sketch up your best ideas and show them to the people you are trying to help, so you can get their feedback. Step 4. Prototype. Now take a moment to reflect on what you have learned from your conversations about the different ideas. Ask yourself, how does your idea fit in the context of people's actual lives? Your solution could be a combination of a new idea and what is already being used. Then connect the dots, sketch up your final solution, and go build a real prototype that's just good enough to be tested. Step 5. Test. Now test your prototype with actual users. Don't defend your idea in case people don't like it. The point is to learn what works and what didn't, so any feedback is great. Then go back to ideation or prototyping and apply your learning. Repeat the process until you have a prototype that works and solves the real problem. Now you are ready to change the world or open shop. To experience design thinking firsthand, do the free virtual design thinking crash course from Stanford's D-School right now. You will learn to design a new gift-giving experience. And the link and a guide for facilitators in the description below. After you are done, share your experience and gift idea in the comments. To learn more about creative and critical thinking, check out our other Sprouts.
Right, so stop sharing. Can you please share again, Mom, the slides? Okay, so that's how design thinking is made of. So based on the empathize, that's why it's really important that we, give big impact to the empathy of a person. Why there is really a need to solve that kind of problem. Okay, so design thinking is, again, it's a non-linear. So pag sinabi mong a non-linear, hindi siya pwedeng maging waterfall na model. Design thinking is a non-linear and it is an iterative process. It is often structured into 5 distinct phases. Like you have the empathize, defined, ideate, prototype, and test. So again, the purpose of empathy or empathizing is to gain the deep and empathetic understanding. Diba? Then you have conduct an interview, you observed, and then you do survey for hops, then you defined. Define the purpose, you analyze the data, you ideate, diba? To generate a wide range of creative solution to define that problem. Maybe you do a brainstorming, diba? It could be an individual or a group. And then next is do prototyping to build a tangible, low, maybe it's not that big pa. Di pa masyadong kailangan magarbo yung prototype mo. At least, if it is not really that, diba, it doesn't have to be perfect at first, but you really find to solve the needs of that particular problem. Creating sketch or wireframe, storyboards, or role-playing scenarios could be like that. Physical models. Then test. To test the prototype, so with the real users, gather your feedback. Okay, you have to gather the feedback. Then learn about what works and what doesn't. Okay, so this phase is validates the ideas and uncover areas for improvements. Ba? So ganun yun. So definitely, you cannot apply a waterfall for this model. Next slides, please. Next slides. Okay, so that's it. Okay. Then, problem generation. So, I wanted sana to make some very quick activity, if you don't mind my 455 participants. Very quick lang. Let's test. Okay ba sa inyo? Test lang natin. Kasi we cannot do it naman by group kasi this is a group activity supposed to be, but we cannot do it. Sige, we will pick na lang siguro mga 5 participants after. Sige, just to really mag-generate tayo ng problem. Di ba? Problem generation. How do we create a problem generation? Pag in design thinking way. Do you know how to do it? Sige, ma'am, i-share ko na lang yung slides ko so that everybody could see. Okay, so in problem generation, ganito yon. Okay. Since hindi tayo makapag-group, this is supposed to be a group activity. Kung ilan man yung katabi nyo dyan, yan na lang po yung tanungin natin. Alright, okay lang ba sa inyo? Sige. Just to, create a design thinking, no? How to generate a problem. Marami na kaming problema, mag-create pa ba kami ng problem? So, in design thinking way, this is how we generate problem. Let me share again my slides. Okay. So, okay, this is how we generate a problem in design thinking. List down all your 5 greatest challenges for the past 7 days. Yung mga challenges natin in the past 7 days, susulat natin yan in a bullet form. Then, be able to create a brief story. Isa-isa kasi, I'm gonna just pick at least 5 or 6 people out of 445. Kasi 400 naman tayo, 6 lang ipipick ko. Diba? Okay lang ba sa inyo? Magra-random ano lang ako or ano lang tayo, mag-volunteer yung mga gustong mag-share. Number 1, you list down your 5 greatest challenges for the past 7 days in a bullet form. So, i-share natin sa group natin, yung mga 6 person na yon. So, every member, hindi kasi group kasi to eh. Kasi dito individual na lang. So, pwede tayong mag-follow up question right after the talk. Then, that's why no judgmental kasi iba-iba po tayo ng experience in the past 7 days. And we are trying to practice the empathy. How to do empathizing as part of the design thinking. Then, number 3, after everyone has shared their stories, okay tayo, which of the greatest na challenges na na-mention ng anyone, ng mga lucky 6 natin na person na tatawagin natin, ang most mentioned by every members occurred, kasi group kasi ito eh, occurred most often and happened to the same member. Yung common siya na problem sa 6. Then, decide tayo what do we want to solve. So, write in a piece of paper natin, whatever, why did you, kasi tayo ang mag-choose, then mag-assign tayo ng presenter afterwards. Magulo ba? Kasi this is supposed to be a group activity eh, group natin. But we will be selecting randomly from the participants. Yung 6 na yon, kung ano yung pinaka-common sa kanila na na-experience nila in the past 7 days, yun na lang yung gawan natin ng solusyon. Okay ba sa inyo? I cannot see the comments because I'm sharing my screens. Alright, sige, paki-screenshot na lang po para po sa inyong kasi magsa-stop sharing na ako afterwards. So I'm gonna give you at least 5 minutes to think about, kasi magko-call na lang ako randomly from the participants kasi 455 naman tayo. So 6 lang naman ang kukunin ko. O kung may mag-volunteer, mas maganda. Mas ma-appreciate yung mag-volunteer. Okay ba yon, everyone? Please, screenshots na lang yung natin para mayroon kayong copy. At least you list down the 5 greatest challenges nyo for the past 7 days. Sige, sulat lang natin. Hindi naman talaga, lang siya, i-say. Yung mga common lang. Let's find out kung yung sa 6 na person na mag-represent, may mga katulad ba silang challenges din in the past 7 days. Then we'll try to solve that. We are doing the design thinking kasi sabi empathy. 'Di ba? Tayong lahat ang mag-create to solve among the 6 na magpe-present later. Alright? Nakuha ba, everybody? I cannot see comment section kasi I'm sharing my slides. Alright, so stop ko na yung presentation ko at my end so that I could read some of your messages in the chat box. Alright? Sige. Sige ma'am, please share my slides. Okay, I hope everybody get the instruction. Do you want me to call randomly or may magvo-volunteer naman? Ano naman, challenges naman na experience natin the past 7 days. Yun yung mga para ma-apply natin yung problem generation ni design thinking. Kasi number 1 talaga, I always give an emphasis on the empathy side. Sige, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to think and recall what's happened in the previous, and the first or the last 5 days or 7 days. Mga challenges na encounter ko. Sige.
Mahal ma'am, good morning. Sorry, I
Good
cannot
morning.
open my camera due to some technical problem. I'm
No
from
worries po.
BQ.
Sige po.
Okay. I'm interested with your topic regarding design thinking, considering we are now into digital world. Okay. For this problem that I encountered, one of the problem that I encountered, I just share it. Okay, for a moment ba?
Sige, no
Okay,
worries
for a
ma'am.
moment lang po. Nagkakaproblema po kasi sa internet for a moment.
Okay po. This is we wanted to just listen because we want to understand because iba-iba naman po tayo ng mga challenges in the past 7 days. And in my presentation kanina, naka-cross po yung judgmental. Okay? So we're not judging anyone. We're not judging the challenges of somebody because we will try to solve their challenges. Right? Sige. I'm reading the messages in the chat box po. Okay, ito si Sir DepEd GM. I'm just going to read na lang, sir. Meeting multiple deadlines while preparing reports, coordinating a last-minute school event, managing limited office supplies, handling parent complaint, experiencing fatigue due to the extended work hours. Yun yung mga challenges ni sir in the past 7 days. Wow, mahirap talaga yun, sir. Sabay-sabay lahat. Si Sir BJ naman, traffic. Nagmamadaling pumasok at umuwi para sa mga anak pero may NCAP. Kinakabahan kasi baka sa kakamadali may huli sa NCAP pero di lang alam kung paano mag-check. Okay, problemang naisip na sana kung may huli ang... Okay, it's all about the NCAP. Then, si Sir naman, sana LTMS portal nakikita yung mga violation unregistered na sasakyan. Well, this is a very good problem, actually. We could see an opportunity for this. Wow, I feel you, sir. I feel sorry about that, no? I feel you. Hirap talaga yon. And, then si ma'am naman, Janine, MMSU, yung mga challenges daw niya in the past 7 days, which company should I join for my OGT? Wow. Pondering what capstone project to do, suggesting for IoT, capstone project, yung mga challenges niya. What breakfast should I make today? Okay. Requesting something from the register is taking too long. Oy, dapat, okay. Plastic bottles keep, oh, diba? I want to recycle, but how? Government. O, sige, mag-select tayo ng mga challenges ng mga participants natin ng isa o dalawa. Kasi these are the challenges na na-encounter nila in the past 7 days. Ang daming mga challenge. Pag challenges talaga ang pinag-uusapan, hindi lang siya masulat lahat. Manual data entry. Meron pang nagmamanual, ma'am. Manual file updates. queuing ng mga terminals sa mga passengers. Oh, these are real problems. Ito yung mga totoong problema na na-encounter ng totoong tao for the daily basis. Diba? Si Ma'am naman, si Sir Lucky John, struggle to keep up with how fast AI tools and frameworks are evolving. Spent hours testing AI features that promise result but didn't deliver the real world dev work. Okay, I feel you. Yes, that's a problem really. Okay, si Sir CSU Lloyd. Okay, understanding for internet connections. Okay, gawa na tayo ng ibang platforms like GitHub. Okay, job application and fresh graduate student department. Traffic, people engagement. Okay, would like to solve kasi madaming problema. Hinahanap ko yung common to all na naman na kasi we will try to do a solution or an ideation for that. Kasi madami talaga. Create ledger for system scratch. Okay, think about design front end, interruption when I'm working something. Gusto ko yung kanina, yung itong sa traffic ni Sir, I think this is also common. Sir BJ. Sir BJ. Okay, so those are the challenges that we encounter in the past 7 days. So what's next? After natin na-generate yung mga problema na na-encounter ng mga ordinaryong mga tao or 'di ba, from that challenges that we actually list down. What's then? Yun na yun? So the next for that, next slides please, is the solution conceptualization. Next slides po. Okay, we will conceptualize a solution. But when we do conceptualization in this activity, we limit our imagination to create a website or a mobile app. Kasi nga, we are doing a system development in a design thinking way out from the problem of many people today. Yun lang po yung solution conceptualization. So from that, we will limit our solutions to website or a mobile app. Yung traffic kanina na ni-mention ni Sir, magandang gawin yun ng app. If we violated something in the traffic, and the data should be centralized to get, if we be getting, how do you call that? But also, we have to what? Plan. Diba? That's the problem na. We identify, oh, mahirap talaga siya. I feel you. I also have encountered the same problem with you. Ako din. Yan din ang na-experience ko. So from that common people na na-experience ang traffic, we will come up with a conceptualized solution for that. But in a software perspective, like we are limiting in creating a website or a mobile app. Okay, so that's how we conceptualize a solution from the challenges. Okay? All right, so next slides, please. Okay, these are example of a problem generations. And this is the result of a conceptualized solution. Airbnb was a problem of some travelers or most travelers were to find a place to stay. That's why Airbnb was being created or developed, because out of that problem, we tried to do a solution. Are you familiar with Alibaba.com? You have Facebook for social interaction. You have Amazon for, buying items. Paki-click po ma'am yung slides kasi meron pa po akong dinagdag, I think. Okay, Uber, yung mga traffic, transportation ng problema, Grab, nagkukulangan pa rin pa ba, ma'am? Is the Grab not enough yet to support the ano? Oh, meron tayong Pinoy Travel sa mga gustong mag-travel, angkas, cleaner lady, nung walang time na maglinis, you look for someone to do cleaning kasi wala ka ng time. If you want to eat in the middle of the night, you call for Food Panda. Those are problems of the common people. That's why these are created. Deconceptualize the solution from that very common problem of most of the users or most of the people. That's how design thinking are, created. Kasi dito, yung mga problema na nakikita at nararanasan are being converted into a conceptualized solutions. Okay, you have angkas. Have you tried angkas? Kasi mga taga Mindanao, wala pa kaming, when I went to, every time I go to Manila, I download an app on angkas that helps me to find, a car. Mas madali. Alright, so, what software do you use every day? Kayo, ano bang mga software na ang ginagamit nyo every day na you would, na hindi mo pwedeng magamit siya kahit isang araw, parang kulang ang araw na hindi mo siya nagamit? And how has it impacted to you? I know pretty sure everybody, lahat tayo, we are using a software, a mobile application every day of our lives. How is it? Does it contributed to us in a way yung life natin is being able to, magaan ang lahat because of this software that we are using? Diba? What software kayo? What software you are using? For those people who are constantly looking for a job, you go for LinkedIn, you go for Indeed. Diba? Those are applications or a platform for somebody is looking for a job. A ChatGPT. Yeah, I've been using ChatGPT, I would say. Diba? It helps us. Diba? TikTok, for what? Live streaming. Okay, for job seeker. VSCode. Canva. Diba? Lahat, we are using every single day. Because these are tool in helping us. And this tool are being developed from people who are struggling. Common people who are struggling from that. O, si Shopee. Diba? There's no need for us to go out kasi mainit. But that's why, yung mga problema natin, yung mga challenges natin na encounter, and we try to conceptualize that in the best solutions, i-think na natin. Ngayon, nabibenta ng mga idea. May bumibili ng mga ideas. Okay? Next slides, please. So, every great product starts with empathy and a simple idea. So, what's stopping you from being the next CEO of a solution that the world didn't know it needed? That's why, baka yung mga challenges na na-list down nyo, yun pa yung magiging, di ba? Magiging lead nyo to become the next Alibaba CEO or the next Jack Ma. Diba? These are simple ideas that coming from the empathy of someone na common na na-encounter mostly. That's how design thinking works. And for that, I would say thank you for listening. And I hope you learned something today, this morning. For my 461 participants, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay.